What are we all here for? I mean, what is humanity's ultimate purpose? It's probably one of the biggest questions you can ever ask. Well, today, we're going to explore one really powerful answer by diving into a major 20th century commentary on the Quran, and we're going to see what it has to say about our mission here on Earth. Okay, so let's get right into our source material. We're looking at an incredibly influential work called In the Shade of the Quran. It was written by the Egyptian author Said Qutb, and it's this huge, multi-volume work that really digs into the meanings of the Quran for a modern world. So here's the plan. First, we'll get to know the source text itself. Then, we'll look at the opening prayer that sets the stage for everything. After that, we'll jump into the main event, humanity's special role. Then we'll explore the challenges we face through what the commentary calls 3 human archetypes. And finally, we'll see what it all means, how to actually live out this divine mission.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about the source.
Now, this is really important to get straight. We're not reading the scripture itself. This is a commentary, a modern interpretation. The whole point of it was to take this ancient text and make its message feel alive and relevant for people living in the 20th century. So, knowing that, where does a book like this even begin? Well, it starts right at the beginning, with the very first chapter of the Quran. And this isn't just a warm-up. The commentary presents it as the absolute bedrock for the entire relationship between God and us.
And hey, before we go any further, here's a key term you're going to hear a lot, a surah. That's simply the name for a chapter of the Quran. There are 114 of them altogether.
So here's a piece of that first surah, which is called Al-Fatiha, or the opening. You can feel how direct it is, right? It's this immediate statement of praise to a universal God, and then this declaration of total reliance, that there's only one place to turn for help and guidance.
So this little prayer is way more than just an intro. The commentary explains it as the essential contract. It lays out the terms, It defines the two parties in this relationship. God, who is the sovereign Lord, and humanity, which is completely dependent on Him. And all of that is established before the main story even kicks off.
And that foundation leads us right into what might be the most powerful theme in this whole text, this idea of humanity having a unique and really honored status.
And there it is. This is the big one. It's a quote from the second chapter, a direct declaration from God to the angels, saying a new being, us, is being given a very specific and very profound mission right here on Earth.
So, what in the world is a vice-regent? Well, the way the commentary explains it, it's like being a steward or a representative, a trustee. Humanity is basically handed the keys, given authority over the earth to develop it and carry out a divine plan. It's a role of incredible honor, for sure, but it also comes with a whole lot of responsibility.
The commentary breaks down how this all happened in 3 key moments. First, you have the big announcement. Then comes a test. Adam is given a special kind of knowledge, symbolized by learning the names of all things, something the angels don't have. This proves humanity is uniquely qualified for the job. And that leads to the third step. The angels are told to bow, to prostrate, showing that for this particular mission, humanity has been elevated.
But, getting this big promotion isn't the end of the story. It's really the beginning of a test. And the commentary lays out the drama of this human experience by showing us 3 very different types of people, 3 archetypes. The first 2 are basically polar opposites. On one side, you have the believer. They're defining quality, they're receptive, they're open to guidance. And on the other side, you've got the unbeliever, who is described as being completely closed off. The commentary uses this really intense metaphor, that their hearts and ears are sealed, so the message literally can't get in. But here's the interesting part. The commentary spends the most time and energy on a third group, the hypocrites. These aren't just believers or unbelievers, they're stuck somewhere in the middle, described as having this devious, restless, complex, and sick disposition. To help us understand what that feels like, the commentary paints this incredibly vivid picture. Imagine you're caught in a massive, terrifying storm. It's pitch black with thunder and lightning everywhere. For a split second, when the lightning flashes, you can see, so you try to walk. But the second it's dark again, you're frozen, totally paralyzed. And of course, this isn't really about the weather, it's a picture of a state of mind. It's about that feeling of panic, that confusion of wavering between the light of truth and the darkness of doubt. Never really committing to one path, just stuck.
Okay, so we've got the mission and we've got the test. What's the point of it all? How do you actually succeed in this role of vicegerent? And that brings us to our last section, what it means to live the divine covenant.
To get at the heart of this, the commentary uses another story, and it all starts with a question. Think about it. When do words just lose their meaning?
So in this story, a really simple command is given, sacrifice a cow. That's it. But instead of just doing it, the people start asking all these questions. Well, what color should it be? How old? What kind of cow? And the commentary points out that with every single unnecessary question, the task just gets harder and more complicated, to the point where they almost fail to do it at all. And this whole story is really about one core idea. It's our actions that give our words any weight. According to the commentary, what you say you believe is pretty much meaningless unless your behavior, what you actually do, becomes a practical translation of those beliefs.
And this all boils down to the idea of total individual accountability. The relationship is direct. Your mission as a vicegerent is yours and yours alone. And your success or your failure is measured by what you do.
Which brings us to our final thought. Just take a moment with this. Whether you take it literally or as a powerful metaphor, how does looking at humanity as a vicegerent, as a responsible steward, change how you think about our role and our actions here on Earth?